All right, we're pleased to be joined by Senator Marco Rubio. Good morning to you, Senator. Thanks for joining us.
Morning. Good morning, Jimmy.
I understand you're supposed to fly over the St. Lucie River in that area with this algae problem we've got. What can you tell us about it?
Well, we're going to look at it aerially, and then we're going to go into the water as well and take a look at it that way, see what the conditions are today. Look, here's what happens, right? Lake Okeechobee has a lot of water that runs into it. It has nutrients, fertilizer, and so forth. When it rains a lot, or we have particularly heavy rain, the lake levels get dangerously high for the dike that's supposed to hold it back, and so the Army Corps of Engineers, which manages the dike, leaks water into in both east and west, and that water has nutrients in it, like fertilizer and things of this nature. When those nutrients mix with warm temperatures, this naturally occurring algae blooms, and hence you have the problems that we're now seeing. And this happened a few years ago. It's happening now, and obviously there are local sources as well that contribute nutrients, septic tanks in the localized area, fertilizer that people put on their lawns from those areas as well. So all of this is kind of a perfect storm here that leads to this, and unfortunately it's impacted that area.
Yeah, and tourism as well.
People cancel,
Right.
They see it on the news, they cancel.
Sure. Well, let's hope we can control it as we go forward. Senator, I've not spoken to you since you decided to go ahead and run for office again. Let me ask this one question about it. When there are critics that say that the absenteeism or you didn't seem to be as happy as a senator as you had been previously, what do you say to them about that?
Well, it's true. When I ran for president, I missed votes. That's true of anyone who's ever run for president from the Senate. I mean, whether it's Bernie Sanders, who hasn't even been there since January, or Ted Cruz, or before that, Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama and John McCain and John Kerry. There's no one who's run a credible campaign for president that didn't have to miss some votes, but that's the important point. It wasn't like I was on a Caribbean cruise somewhere. I was out there fighting to be elected president, to deal with the very same issues that we're trying to deal with in the United States Senate in the hopes of getting some progress. And as far as being unhappy, look, it's an honor to serve in the United States Senate, but how could someone not be frustrated, even now, with the state of affairs in Washington, the gridlock, the lack of progress? I mean, this week alone, we weren't able to get anything done on Zika because the Democrats blocked it. We were able to get something done on Puerto Rico, which was positive, but I think I join over 90% of Americans that are displeased with what's happening in Washington today. If I came to you and said how happy I was about the state of affairs in our politics, people would wonder, what political process are you involved in? Yeah. That doesn't mean we don't keep trying.
Yeah, no, without question. Senator, one final question for you. The meeting of Loretta Lynch and President Clinton, to those who are laymen like we are, can you explain why this is a violation of the idea of a prosecutor as an attorney? Can you explain that to us?
Sure. Loretta Lynch is the Attorney General. Her Justice Department is investigating Hillary Clinton's use of her private email while at the State Department. She yesterday met with her Hillary Clinton's husband, and basically he could even himself be a person of interest in all this, as the investigation is broader than just the emails. It in fact includes the Clinton Foundation and links between donations to the foundation and initiatives that took place at the State Department during Hillary Clinton's watch. And so the notion that the prosecutor, the person who runs the Justice Department, would spend 30 minutes in a private conversation with the spouse of someone her department is investigating raises all sorts of red flags, and even Democrats have admitted it. Obviously, they're not going to say terrible things about it, but even they've admitted that it looks bad. But I just say it's a real lack of judgment on both parts. A sitting attorney general, a former U.S. president, who, by the way, is an attorney himself, they knew or should have known that that looked terrible, shouldn't have happened. I think it testifies to something broader, which is total arrogance, that they can do whatever they want, that the rules don't apply to them. This has been par for the course with the Clintons for 30 years, and whether it's the email usage or Bill Clinton's time in the White House or that meeting at the airport the other day.
Senator, it's always a pleasure to speak with you. Thanks for carving out a few minutes for us today. We know you're busy, especially going up there to Martin and St. Lucie County.
Sir.
Thank you so much. Talk to you again soon.